Shortly after my divorce, I was in my therapist's office trying to peel the layers of the onion back, trying to understand what happened to my marriage of 26 years. Why did we fail? And at one point in the session, he looked me in the eyes and he said, "Ron, you were never really married. You were never really married." He said, "You never had an attachment. You never really were connected to each other." He goes, for years, for 15 years, he was our therapist. We kept trying to fan into a flame some spark, but we never could find the spark. I thought to myself, well, gosh, if you told me 15 years ago, might have saved a lot of money. But he got me thinking. And I went back into the scriptures, and I began to read every verse about marriage I could find. And whenever you're studying a topic in the scripture, the first mention of a topic is the most important mention. So it says in Genesis 2:24, this is why a man leaves his father and mother and bonds with his wife, and they become one flesh. And that word bond stood out to me. And so in Hebrew, the word for bond, it's tabak. And it means to attach. It means to deeply connect, like a lifelong connection. Form that kind of connection, you'll have a bond. And I realized, reading this verse, the bond is the marriage. And therefore, the stronger the bond, the stronger the marriage. And if you never have a bond, you never have a marriage. And so long before there was a billion-dollar wedding industry, long before pastors like me would get in little monkey suits and share thoughts about marriage and exchange vows and rings and whatnot, God would see, say, a Paleolithic couple walking in a jungle or something, and he'd look at them and he'd go, "Oh, it's so cute. They're talking and they're laughing and they're flirting." But then he would notice the bond between them. And I believe he'd tell the heavenly host, "You see that? That's marriage. They've got a deep, deep bond." Before the scriptures even talk about the covenant of marriage in Malachi, hundreds of years later, before Genesis was even written, God would see these couples and he would see their bond and he would say, "That is marriage. That's what I had in mind." And so I want to encourage you to make an I will statement this week as we begin this series. The I will statement is this: this week I will talk to my spouse about the strength of our bond and how we can make it stronger. Because the bond is the marriage, and the stronger the bond, the stronger the marriage. In the next several weeks, we're going to talk about how to strengthen the bond.